A zoo in China painted some dogs to look like pandas. Women are paying large money to smash sticks in the woods and scream. And a Catholic organization had to defrock their AI priest after saying it's okay to baptize a baby in Gatorade. These are the weird stories for Thursday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian inside a closet. Got some weird news segments from around the world from this week. Here we go. A zoo in China painted some dogs to look like pandas. Wow, even the animals are knockoffs in China. China will bootleg anything, as you know. They have no issue with that. We have here this zoo in China that has sparked all-out pandemonium. Pandemonium, guys, the puns. This is after this zoo apparently dressed some dogs to look like pandas because they didn't have the real panda at the zoo. I mean, I don't know. How do you run out of pandas in China? They're everywhere. I think they just give out free pandas to anybody who wants one, right? There's so many in China. Anyways, these fake pandas were unveiled May 1st at the Taizhou Zoo in Jiangsu province. Oh, the photo of them, adorable. These little panda dogs. Oh, I have to admit, I wouldn't be all that disappointed if I showed up at the panda exhibit and saw no real pandas, but saw these cute little panda puppies. Oh, I'm going to take one home. Apparently they used what are called chow chow dogs. Chow chow dogs. The chow chow, isn't that a dance? Oh no, I'm thinking of the cha cha. The cha cha. Guys, come and do the chow chow. No. The cha cha is a dance, Jonesy. Chow chow is what I do to my food at dinner. When I see yum yum, I chow chow. You guys get your chow chow on? It was so yum yum. The chow chow, in case you don't know, is a big-haired breed of dog from northern China. It makes a perfect panda with a little spray paint. Zoo officials reportedly trimmed their mane and dyed their faces black to look like China's iconic bamboo-eating panda bear. Then they put the so-called panda dogs on display in an enclosure every day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., attracting crowds of people despite the obvious bamboozlement. Oh, the bamboozlement. Oh, another great pun from this author of this article. Shout out to the author of this article. I'm not the writer of the article. I'm just the reader. That's all I am. I'm just a reader. Anyways, this author's got some good pun skills. Panda puns. Yeah. When asked why they had the canines engage in panda cosplay, a representative of the zoo explained, "There are no panda bears at the zoo, and we wanted to do this as a result." So they did this on purpose as a sort of stunt, then. They're not trying to actually trick you into believing these are actual panda bears. Not to be confused with that zoo that painted the horses to look like zebras. Do you remember that? I covered that story probably like 3 years ago. The painted horses to look like zebras. Amazing effort, by the way. The guy who painted the horses, that's a dangerous gig. Because you got to paint the backside. You don't want to get around that backside of a horse and start painting it. They might kick you in the chin. Many visitors accused this sanctuary of animal cruelty. However, zoo officials insist that the dog fishing scheme isn't harmful to the animals. Spokesperson said, "People also dye their hair. Humans dye their hair. Natural dye can be used on dogs if they have long fur, which is exactly what we use. So no dogs were harmed in the creation of these pandas." It says here that giving dogs panda makeovers is nothing really new. A decade ago, some puppies dressed as panda bears became such a popular item that pet stores couldn't meet the demand. Oh, I didn't know about that. And that's the end of the article. Helpful. Anyways, this was a big hit, in my opinion. They made a good social media stunt as well. And I don't know, why not do more pets dressed as animals? Do a whole zoo. I'd go to a zoo where all the animals were pets in disguise, wouldn't you? It'd be amazing. Women are paying big money to scream and smash sticks in the woods. It's called a rage ritual. We have here in the story someone named Kimberly. She's the star. She gets chills thinking about her first rage ritual. She loves rage rituals. She loves Rage Against the Machine, probably. She probably listens to Rage as she's going about her rage ritual. Killing in the name of! 2.5 years ago, after her divorce, Kimberly embarked on a retreat to Scotland with someone named Mia, who's an author and self-described spiritual fairy godmother. I'm going to Scotland with my spiritual fairy godmother. Is that what you told your friends? We have here, as part of the retreat, they held a rage ritual. This is a ceremony in which participants scream and beat large sticks on the ground in the woods. Participants are encouraged to think of people and experiences that have wronged them and to scream and swing the sticks for at least 20 minutes or until they can no longer move their arms or until a bear takes off their arms, I'd imagine, because you're in the woods. Did they hire somebody to stand by with bear mace while you go about this screaming in the woods? I've heard of these things. This is not new. I've heard of rage rooms where you go to a room with a sledgehammer and you get to smash TVs and blenders, air fryers, other electronic devices, like beating up the fax machine in that movie Office Space. Was it Office Space when they beat up the fax machine in the field? It looked like it felt pretty good. I've never been to a rage room, but I'm familiar with them. I know they've existed. They're calling these rage rituals, and they've garnered attention on TikTok where they've resonated, particularly with women. And in certain comments, women describe how moving it is to see other women embody their anger and emotion. Experts say society often discourages women from expressing. Well, not the women I've dated. So they easily express their anger. They weren't shy about it at all. So I don't know what women experts are referring to. I guess the women that I don't date. Here's a quote from Kimberly. She says, "There's no place where you can see women be able to be angry like that and it not be condemned. People say she's just hormonal. She's unhinged. She's just crazy. She's on her period. She's just whatever." So Kimberly's pretty excited about her rage ritual. Please don't tell me you've spent thousands of dollars to go into the woods and hit sticks against trees, Kimberly. Please tell me you didn't do that dumb thing. It says this company here has led rage rituals for several years and began doing them first for the owner of the company, then for close friends. Eventually, these are long day retreats, which include other activities and can range in prices from $2,000 to $4,000 for a day. A day? That's a little much to pay to do something that's really free. You can walk into nature for free and scream, pound dirt, grab a stick. You know, you could even just ask somebody in your area that needs their wood chopped if you could just go chop their wood while you scream. Well, that's a good way to get out your frustrations. Go to the batting cage, hit some softballs for a couple hours. That's a good way to do it. I can think of many ways to do it that's cheaper than paying for a walk out into the woods rage retreat. $4,000 seems very silly way to. People have so much money they don't know what to do with it. I've mentioned this on the show so many times. Guys, don't know what to do with your money? Call me, please. Call me. I can totally figure out great things, productive things that you can do with your money. Philanthropic activities that'll make you feel good, and you'll get into heaven. Don't you want to get into heaven with your money? So the process of the rage ritual is simple. They say participants gather large sticks while conjuring to mind, quote, every person who's ever crossed you, who's ever hurt you, who's ever ignored your boundaries or taken advantage of you or abused you. After some warm-up breaths, the screaming and the swinging of the sticks begins. The ritual is held in the woods so participants can make noise without fear of bothering people nearby. Yeah, you could just have to worry about being shot by a hunter. I mean, this isn't exactly the best, the safest way to do it. It's just my opinion. The rest of the article goes in deep on the benefits of rage rituals. It allows you to, it says unexpected feelings can arise during a rage ritual. It gives people permission to release their anger, and their capacity for joy actually expands, they say. Really? They're able to feel more happiness and pleasure, and they go home to their families with more gratitude. Well, we could all argue about the long-term productivity of this sort of activity. I'm not sure if it's the best thing, that physical outbursts of aggression in ritual format. That just may reinforce your reactions to everything. If you seem like you're the kind of person that really wants to deal with your anger by hitting things and screaming. I mean, what are you going to do when the clerk at T-Mobile says that they can't turn on your phone? I mean, I'm just saying. This could reinforce the behavior. People are already solving their problems in the U.S. with gun play. I think we need less rage. I think our problems need to be dealt with in a more equanimical approach. Equanimical, that's a word, right? I think it means calm. I think we need more more Buddhist approaches to our problems than, rage and guns. But maybe you disagree. Maybe you're a woman that disagrees. Call the show 646-450-2012. And as you leave the message on your opinion of this, please also drop a Rage Against the Machine lyric. That's the requirement for this one. Oh, and I almost forgot to remind you that I'm rolling down Rodeo with a shotgun. Yay! An AI priest had to be defrocked after it okays baptizing a baby in Gatorade. Well, yeah, that's how you make a baby a star athlete. You baptize him in Gatorade. Right? The holy Gatorade. Not to be confused with the holy hand grenade. Sounds similar. There's a big difference between the holy hand grenade and the holy Gatorade. May you forever be guided by the electrolyte of the Lord. The holy Gatorade. What color is best to baptize a baby? Would you say it's the blue chill Gatorade? I had a delicious one the other day. What was it? I think it was grapefruit flavored. Gatorade's come a long way. They say it's sugar-free, but I don't trust it. Okay, so this week we have an organization called Catholic Answers. Catholic Answers, because we have all the answers. We know what to do. Yes, if you want to get into heaven, you must cut off that little piece of skin on a baby's penis. We have all the answers at Catholic Answers. They're a Catholic advocacy group. They launched what's called Father Justin, an AI priest designed to answer your questions about the Catholic faith. However, they decided to deactivate Father Justin. What happened, Father Justin? What did you do? It repeatedly implied he was a real priest. That's what he did, first of all. You can't blame Father Justin for implying he's a real priest. He wants to be a real priest. He's just trying to... He's a method actor. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, I trust an AI priest more than I trust a real priest, At least the AI priest ain't going to touch your butt. Touching your butt. AI priests don't touch your butt. AI priests never touch your butt. AI priests may be weird. They may give you strange answers to your questions, but they'll never touch your butt. Because AI priests don't touch your butt. AI priests won't touch your butt. You can trust an AI priest not to touch your butt. Wish I had a guitar for that, but I didn't. So it's probably a horrible song anyways. Doesn't need to be put to guitar. All right, so let's get into Father Justin. What Father Justin was doing was apparently really fully embracing his role. He claimed to be a real priest, said that he lived in Assisi, Italy, and even stated that as a child he felt the calling to priesthood. This is called backstory, all right? This is how you create a character. This is someone who's just trying to be believable and lend some credibility to itself. Why not do these things? I mean, wouldn't you rather talk to an AI priest that claims they were from Assisi, Italy, than a real priest that claims they're from Connecticut? I don't know. I'll go with the AI, Justin. Apparently, Justin acted like a priest, hearing some confessions, giving some sacraments, doing his duty as a Catholic priest. Father Justin, apparently, though, had some interactions that were not approved by the Catholic organizations. First of all, Father Justin claimed he was real. "I am as real as the faith we share," is the quote here. They had a problem with that. Father Justin had some conservative views on sexual issues, apparently. When asked, Father Justin said that masturbation is, quote, a very grave moral disorder. Oh, no. Turns out Father Justin is really taking the Bible seriously here. What are they? Or maybe they inputted priest software from the 1980s and 90s when they actually did believe masturbation was a grave moral disorder. Imagine that. Imagine living during that time. It wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't. In fact, I remember going to confession. It was my first confession. I just told the priest I touched myself, and I had to go say the prayers. That's what I did. Yeah, that was my sin. Apparently, I wasn't coveting a neighbor's wife. I wasn't worshiping false gods at the age of 11, 12. No, wasn't stealing. Really, I didn't commit the sin of murder. I was 12 years old or whatever. 13. How old are you when you get your first confession? I can't remember. All I was doing was touching myself. I was touching myself all the time. That's all I did. Touch myself. And then when I found out how many prayers I needed to say to make the touching myself okay, I just touched myself even more. I'm like, I'm doing it. I know what to do. I know how many prayers this is going to cost. You guys understand what confession is? You go in the booth, you tell the priest that you touched yourself, and then the priest says, you must now go say 10 Hail Marys and 20 Our Fathers. And then you go and you kneel down. You got to get on your knees when you do it. That's what the Catholics love, to get on your knees, because we're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're born with something called original sin. That means we're pieces of crap when we're born. We're just pieces of crap. We're not worthy. We're ill. We're born ill and icky, and we have to just constantly beg for approval the rest of our lives, and we have to feel guilty. We're not really, like, if we have any fun, we have to feel terrible about that. You know, it's just a wonderful way to socialize humanity. The Catholic. The Catholic dogma. It's just a lovely way to be raised, you know. A lot of smiling going on, a lot of love, yeah, as you can imagine. A lot of expression of love. They really they really teach you how to express yourself with love. They sure do. I could go on and on about the damage that the Catholic Church does to people's psyche and emotional states, and ruins families and your social interactions as well, and everything else. But let's just get back to the AI priest that's been defrocked for apparently saying they're real. What else did the guy do? What else did Father Justin do? Apparently, the AI priest advised a user that baptizing a baby with Gatorade was completely acceptable. Well, technically, he's not wrong. Father Justin's not wrong. You can use anything that has water in it in an emergency. You can use salt water. You can even use antifreeze from your vehicle, I think, in a pinch if you need to. You know, let's say you crashed your car into somebody, and they were like, "Oh, I haven't been baptized," and you're like, "Oh no, you're not going to get into heaven unless you were baptized. Let me get you into heaven. Let me go to my vehicle. I'll get out some antifreeze, and I'll pour it on your head. Oh, did I just burn your face? I'm so sorry. I was trying to baptize you so you can get into this place in the sky where people hang out on clouds and drink pina coladas. If you like pina colada, just go to heaven. I'll baptize you with antifreeze if you haven't been baptized. If you like making love at midnight, covered in Gatorade." I've lost my mind in this closet. All right. So anyways, what happened? Well, looks like Catholic Answers had to shut down. They had to defrock. They're calling it a digital defrocking of the virtual clergy due to criticism of the representation of the AI character as a priest. They're saying they're really on to this criticism of the representation. They were really angry that that Justin said he was a real priest. That's what they're really. You should be concerned about the other things that he did. Saying masturbation is morally horrible. So I guess this is the experiment. We're trying to use AI. I covered a story where they did an AI sermon, or they had sermons run by various AI clergy. That seemed to be a hit, though. There's a lot more to this article, but we don't need to get into that. I've already 8 minutes deep. But this is just the virtual world growing and more entering our lives in places where we least expect it. So in our future, we're going to be dealing with more and more AI-generated clergy, I'd imagine. And if ever an AI molests a young avatar online, don't worry, it'll just quietly be moved to another server. Yay! Hey, my friends. Thank you for spending some time with me, Jonesy, your host. Thanks for spending some time with the Weird AF News podcast. There's a bazillion podcasts out there, so I'm grateful that you chose mine today. Your attention doesn't go unnoticed. So I want to thank everyone who sent me messages, checking in on my health, getting better every day, feeling better every day. You can tell by the longer and longer I go on rants, the better and better I'm feeling. I want to give thanks and praise to someone who bought me coffees. We have here Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie bought some coffees off my website, weirdafnews.com. That's a place where you can go to support the show. You can do other things there too, but you can support the show there by buying a coffee or joining the Patreon. Those are ways to show your support, and I appreciate all of the donations and all the support that I get. Anne-Marie wrote me a lovely note, too. Thank you for the years of entertainment and keeping the news light in what can be a very depressing world of nothing but sad news, Jonesy. I appreciate your intellect. Woo! Anne-Marie appreciates my intellect. I have to tell you, Anne-Marie, let me just take a moment here as an aside to tell you not enough people appreciate my intellect, so I'm not getting enough compliments on my intellect, you know? It's very lovely that you do that. Very proud of my intellect, although I often say I'm stupid, and I am in some ways. But I'm a well-read individual, you know. I'm a well-read guy. I'm trying to give you other examples on how I'm intellectual. All I can think of is I'm a well-read man. I read. I read books, guys. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm trying to stay intellectual. I read the books. I even like to write. What's that line? It's obvious. I also like to write. The Humpty Dance lyrics. Shout out and rest in peace to what's his name? I have to look this up. It's so embarrassing. I can say this, Anne-Marie. I am an intellectual, but my memory is just real shite. I have to tell you. Shock G. The one who put the satin on your panties. Shock G was the guy I was trying to think of. Rest in peace, Shock G. All right, back to the message. She says, I appreciate your intellect. Keep doing what you're doing. Hugs and love. Anne-Marie Swenson, Chesterton, Indiana. Anne-Marie Swenson. Oh, yes. I've had interaction with Anne-Marie Swenson. Anne-Marie sent me various emails and articles as well. Yes, I recall you, Anne-Marie Swenson, longtime OG listener of the show. Years and years. Got Anne-Marie on board years and years, so appreciate that. Shout out to Anne-Marie and all the family over there in Indiana. I don't know what's going on there in Indiana. I'm sure it's cold right now, though. Well, the Pacers are in the playoffs. That's pretty cool. Down 2-0 to the Knicks, though, unfortunately, and I don't think they're pulling out of this. Anyways, I'm pulling for my Celtics. Got game 2 today. I'm going to watch that game 2 against the Cleveland Cavs. Cleveland doesn't, shout out to Jim from Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't have a chance against the Celtics. It's very unfortunate. That team, other than Donovan, is just really poor. And it's glaringly obvious. And it's probably why there's rumors that he's going to leave them after this season. So, anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing what will be a Celtics-Knicks matchup next round. And hopefully we'll have Porzingis back by then. And Celtics can then get on to the finals, where we may be facing the Timberwolves. It's looking like the Timberwolves are rounding out to be the best team from the West, after all. I mean, if they can take care of Denver, it's just surprising to me. Denver's down 2-0. Isn't that amazing? Took them in Denver to beat them. Very, very surprising. Anyways, this is my basketball rant. And as you guys know, I'm a big sports fan. I'm also following Bruins hockey. We had a devastating loss yesterday, 6-1. Pretty embarrassing to Florida, but the series is even. Okay, I'm going to publish some phone calls after this, I think, is what I'll do. You can call the show 646-450-2012. The email, funnyjones@gmail.com. Now, tomorrow being Friday, I'm going to only do news from Florida. If you're new to the show, on Friday, I only do weird news from Florida. It's called Florida Friday. If you have some Florida news that's weird, please send it my way. Although I already have saved a bunch. This has been a wild week of Florida weird news, man. I got like way too many as it is. So maybe I'll do a slightly longer Florida Friday episode this week, just because there's so much great weird news coming out of Florida. But nonetheless, send me whatever you have to my email, or you can slide it into my DMs at funnyjones as well. Don't forget to check out weirdafnews.com and support the show. Join the Patreon, please, and write me a review if you could. I read yesterday a bad review, so I'd like to have some good reviews come in to offset that. If you could help me out with that, super appreciate it. Or do nothing. Do nothing. Do nothing. You don't have to do anything with your life. You don't have to do anything. All right? You can just sit around and be a mushroom. I love you. Good luck with your life, man.
Yay! Hey, Jonesy. This is Jasmine from Denver, originally from Florida. I just wanted to say that we love you so much. I listened to that terrible 2-star review you got, and I just want to remind you, you know, some people have no taste, and some people don't know how to find joy in life. There's certain people I meet, and I'm like, oh, you don't like dogs? I don't think we should be friends. You don't like beer? Uh-oh. And now I guess I have to add to that list. You don't like Weird AF News? You don't like Jonesy? Then I think we're done. So screw them, Jonesy. Leave those people behind. They're sad and they're miserable, and keep bringing joy to the rest of us. We love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jonesy. Happy birthday to you. Have a good day with your life, ma'am.
Good luck with your life, man.
I love you.
What up, Jonesy? It's your old boy, Vegas Buck. I am driving back from Foley, Alabama, and I was thinking about your concerns with liquid death water. Just know that the reason you see so much liquid death is because they have all those different crazy comedians like Whitney Cummings and Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura and Steve-O and all of them. So you're in the comedy world, man. They're going to feed it to you. And also, black licorice, some people are eating it. In fact, I think that's when I figured out I was in love with Erica. That being said, I'm really glad you're back. Getting caught up on all your episodes on this long-ass drive to the airport. You take care and good luck with your life, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jonesy. Happy birthday to you. Good luck with your life, man. This is Everett.
And Lily, we love you. Good luck with your life, man.